You see, there's a new company that just signed a bunch of old UFC guys.
No.
Yeah, shit. What is it called? I mean, some of these guys are like they're still fighting. Like they put Rashad Evans on the roster, Woodley's on the roster.
Good Lord. Did you see? Oh, there was a big signing apparently for the PFL.
Yeah,
PFL coming up in the world. Sage fucking Northcutt is coming back to the States. I like it.
10 former UFC champions were signed to the Global Fight League.
Oh, God. The GFL?
Yeah, I think it'd get better with these fucking names, man.
They never can. Like, after
Dude,
you go to the Ultimate
am I
Fighting
the only one that
Championship,
thinks
there's nothing else.
Conquest is an amazing name just fucking
No,
sitting there?
it's a good name. I think it's a good name.
I think it's a great fucking name.
Yeah.
I'm playing for Conquest. It's a fucking. How has no one else jumped on this? Is there something else that I know? Maybe I know there's just like a Conquest media company or something. You can still make a
Is
Conquest something
what's
else.
his face, the Booker?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no
who
idea who's involved with this.
who is the he just got fired from Bellator.
Scott Coker?
Yeah, Scott Coker. Is he
I don't know.
involved in this? I guarantee you he's probably like, I can do it. Give me the Brinks truck.
I don't see his name.
That
But
fucking
here
failure.
are some guys who have signed with the GFL.
Okay.
Tyron Woodley
Okay.
for BCO Verdum. Anthony
How old is
Pettis.
he?
What? No, they're
How
all.
old is Verdum?
I know. I'm just gonna let me go through this list and then we'll talk about how old they are because a lot of these guys are old. Anthony Pettis, Alexi Olenek,
Oh God.
Junior Dos Santos.
All right.
A lot of old heavyweights here. Hector Lombard,
Oh God. Okay.
Luke Rockhold.
No.
Yeah.
No. He's not allowed to fight anymore. He can't.
Dude, you think there's another one? Why is he fighting on here?
Man.
Another one. Alir Latifi.
Okay.
That
one's okay.
Abubakar Nurmagomedov.
Bless you.
You need a new job.
I know it bothers you. That's why
another one, dude. How old is this guy? Vanderlei Silva.
No,
the thing
he's
is,
got to be like
if they
a
put him,
coach
if
or
they
something.
put him with another guy who's that age and get like a legends fight,
yeah,
and it's basically like I play patty cake, and everyone's like, I got to see him fight. I get it.
I was about to say, do like a Masters division or something like that.
Alex Gustafsson.
Oh God, I thought he was still in a contract in the UFC.
Yes, not Thiago Santos.
Hey, Johnny Smith. Okay.
Another guy that I didn't know was not with the UFC. Andre Arlovski. Sign him up.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Lucas Martins. I don't know who that is.
Who's booking this?
Gabriel Souza. Oh, that's Jacare. Yeah, Jacare.
Yeah.
Jacare Souza.
Okay.
Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee's got fighting him yet. Kevin Lee. This is the one I'm like, are you serious? Frank Mir.
He's still cogent.
Apparently, they're going to get him in the cage.
Okay.
Or maybe, I don't know. I mean, they're on a contract with it. They don't expect some of these guys to fight. I have no idea.
Yeah. This is weird. This sounds like something.
But you know what, though? If you put Vanderlei and Frank Mir together now, I'd be like, all right, yeah, okay. Yeah, that'd be all right. Just let them patty cake it all. And By Nguyen, I don't know who that is. By Nguyen. I don't know who that is either. Charles Rosa.
Okay.
Alan Belcher.
God.
With his Kim Jong-un tattoo.
Yeah.
Jeremy Stevens, little heathen. Jeremy Stevens.
Wow.
Marlon Morales. Benson Henderson.
Now you've got me like.
I don't know this guy. Gregor Musasi.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I saw his last UFC appearance.
Dude, Paul
Harris.
I said it right.
Said Polaris.
Razamar Polaris. Francisco Trinaldo. That guy's like 50. Oh, here's another one you're gonna love. Ready? You're gonna love this one. Greg Hardy.
Oh, somebody's finally giving him a shot,
huh? Don't know that one. Oh, Ohio State guy, Lance Palmer.
haven't heard that name in a long time.
Bubba Jenkins, popcorn hair himself, Phil Haas.
Philly Haas, please come in with full dye job. I want to see some fucking hair fly.
Rebellis Despaigne, I don't know how you say his name, but he's fought at USC. I saw him fight. Marcus Perez.
Well, first of all, this fucking
Batista.
website sucks ass. Like,
Well,
I'm looking into buying a
Hold on,
website.
let me finish my list. I'm almost done. Pedro Carvalho.
Okay.
Cameron Else. Jimmy Rivera. Tanner Bosner, the old with his mullet. John McDessie. Felipe Lins. Sidney Outlaw. Will Brooks. Andre Harrison and Yak Cabral. There's of the people we know, about half of them you think still have fight in them for sure. Some of these guys, you're like, there's no way.
So I have the website up.
You know, Pettis still has fighting them. Lance Palmer, Kevin Lee for sure. Yeah, a lot of these guys still have fighting them. Like I'm curious, man. All we know about this league so far is who they signed. I know nothing else.
Well, here's the website, Tim.
Okay.
I found the website. While
Terrible
you were
name, by the way.
It is. The Global Fighting League, the future begins here.
At least go with like alliance or association or something.
Well, I was reading while you were pontificating. No Randy Couture. No, they couldn't. They couldn't make that happen, Johnny.
Not surprised Chuck Liddell was in them.
Yeah. The GFL, revolutionizing combat sports with a global team-based league that shares 50% of the revenue with the fighter and prioritizes their health, wellness, and retirement. The groundbreaking league unites fans, fighters, creating MMA's most passionate community. So this league is going to be gone within the next, I'm going to say, before the event even begins.
GFL, listen, if you're listening, we will cut this part, the Ray just talking shit. We'll cut it out, right? You give us some money, we will fucking push you.
If you pay me, I will MLB. Talk.
We will push you like you're the only league around.
Don't get me wrong. If you pay us, you're the greatest thing. You're gonna be fine.
We'll even sign an NDA. NDA. We won't tell people that you paid us. We'll just pretend.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm down for
you. We're not going to talk about the UFC. We're only talking about the GFL. Now it's a team base. It's like a team format. I don't like that. I'll tell you why. PFL tries to do a format with the tournaments, and no one gives a fuck. People only care about the fights. The team thing is silly. That seems silly to me.
Yeah, I don't get the whole team.
I don't get that either. Just give good matchups. Unless you bookend it or you pair it with a reality show or something where you get us to care about the team somehow.
Well, this is what's weird. It says the top 50 fighters are draft eligible.
Can we sponsor a team? That's what I want to know.
To be honest with you, I'm hoping once we scroll down, there's an application for teams.
Team Bro Plata.
Meet the most followed and highly anticipated fighters eligible for the GFL draft. The stage is set for a new era in combat sports. Who will be the first pick?
I don't think anyone's going to care about this team thing, honestly, unless you figure out a way to get them to.
Yeah, and then all the guys you said were right here.
Yeah, that's the list I just read from.
Yeah, Will Brooks. Felipe Lins.
John what, man, there was a legitimate heavyweight division in there, though.
Jimmy Rivera.
There's a real heavyweight division in that list.
Huh.
I mean, some of them, they're over the hill, but I mean, I think there's watchable fights in a lot of that. You know whose name I didn't see, and I'm a little disappointed. Roy Nelson. If you're getting all these old heavyweights, where's old Roy? Where's Big Country?
I'm trying to see here. Yeah, there's.
How much money? Surprised. Is Stipe coming over?
You know what? I would create the Cleveland team and make it around him if that was the case. Not gonna lie to you.
Can they do that too? Can each team be in a city and there's home and away games?
Probably.
That'd be fun.
But the draft is your path to greatness, is what it's saying.
If they did it that way, if they had duels in cities, like it's like wrestling, they have duels, and they had them in cities, that'd be fun. Like if there's a Pittsburgh team and a Cleveland team, and hey, we're doing our best guy in each weight class against your best guy in each weight class. We're doing it at Rocket Mortgage. That'd be fun. That'd be
Okay,
fun.
yeah, I'd be down for that. If it took off.
I mean, yeah, I'd be pulling for Team Cleveland. That'd be cool. I would like that actually.
Yeah,
that might work. Maybe.
The GFL draft is where careers are forged and greatness begins. And then it's like
I need to know more about the teams.
42 days
when the draft is.
Stay in the know. So there's just like a fucking thing to get like received behind the scenes content and all that stuff. Announcing
get someone who works for them.
Possibly. I mean, there is a contact, so I'll hit them up.
Do it. It's like, hey, anyone, we'll take an intern as long as they know the answers to our questions.
See, here's my problem. Here's the problem right here. You're not going to be able to sustain that. You're just not year over year unless you have a consistent merchandising fucking thing. Who knows what that is?
Well, if your goal isn't to be rich, it's just to keep it going for a while. That's possible.
It's possible, but
I'm
it's
also
not
curious. I have so many questions. Like who is the GFL? Who's running it? Where's the money coming from? All of those things. Is it Saudi money? Who is it? Where did they plan on having? All right, Mississippi, but our mission to build a work. Okay, what else? Is that all we got? I need to know more.
For the first time in the history of combat sports, not true. The GFL is implementing a true team-based league model for MMA. You're not the first.
You've been doing it in Russia for years.
Well, no. Remember Chuck Norris?
Ultimate Fighter.
Well, no, not even the Ultimate Fighter. But do you remember that one league that was like Chuck Norris had a team and?
Oh no, but I believe you.
Yeah, Boz Rutan had a team.
So I bet some of those guys on the list have to be coaches, right? Or
probably could be. GFL athletes become true equitable partners. Again, it's just anytime I see that. All event revenue sources going directly to them again. Who is putting this together?
Do you think they called Pat Miletich? Because if they did, I want to know.
Possibly.
I'm going to text Pat and ask him.
And they're adding an 8% contribution of each athlete's purse into a retirement fund. That's not going to go bad at all. And a 2% contribution going towards insurance. I like that. 2% doesn't sound that bad.
None of this are bad ideas if it works. These are all great ideas if it works.
2%, depending on if they start really putting in revenue, can be about $2,000. So it's not that bad. So
if it works, it's a great idea. If it works.
If it works. That's the caveat here. Leadership team. Here's the owner of this. If let me kind of
you know what? By looking at this picture, I'm already not. I'm not buying it.
Darren has 16 years of experience founding and growing multiple organizations globally. Okay. Promoting, matchmaking, producing live events for NBC, CBS, IMG, and Fox Sports Asia.
That's a good resume, actually. But
that's a good resume, but seems a little Arun Parimi. He's a co-founder, experienced business transformation event management, solution architecture, whatever that means, engineering, and I'm not even going to say that, with global delivery for large enterprises and build innovative products. Okay, so he's the money man, it seems.
Again, like I say this with every other organization that comes up. I hope it works very much. So I hope it goes great, because I am on the side of the fighters, and if in competition is 100% better for the fighters. It's so much better for the fighters if there are other legitimate places to go.
Yeah,
other than the UFC. When we need, can we get Andrew Law on the draft list?
I would love that in the next draft. Yes, we should sponsor him to be in that draft. Scott Parker is the I don't know chief. I have no idea what the
Most
CMO is.
recently, the launch of the XFL.
I was about to
Perfect.
say that gives me pause.
Well, Pepsi and Disney are pretty good companies.
Global X Games too, so he did some
It's a good
stuff.
resume as well.
Good resume. These are the three guys that are running the GFL. This is definitely the money guy. This is the guy who's like, he's going to back a lot of this. I guarantee you, especially if he built like innovative products and stuff, he's got probably some money to burn. And he picked
You know,
Darren
I'm
and
sure they have
Mark to run
ideas.
the whole
I'm
thing.
sure they have some idea of how they're going to broadcast these things.
And Mr. Owen, we may be shitting on the idea, but I want to also
No,
say
I mean,
this.
I'm not really shitting on. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I 100% hope this goes awesome because it's better
Agreed.
for the fighters if it goes awesome. Especially with this format, the way they're doing whether with the money. I 100% hope it blows the fuck up. I really
Mhm.
hope so. I really hope people get into the team thing. I don't think they will because I don't think it will work. But I hope I'm wrong for their sake.
But I do need to say you do have an open invitation to come on and answer any questions if you like, or if you'd like to send an intern. We do have questions about the GFL that the website is not really answering. You answered a lot of it, but like again, I don't, and it's not, and it's nothing against them. It's just I have watched MMA companies come into existence all the time, pretty much saying these, champagne wishes and rose dreams that you're given for the future of mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
You're giving legends paychecks, which is a great thing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not shitting on any of that. It's just the business model of mixed martial arts is so insane that only guys like Dana White really have figured out how to make the most amount of money on God's green earth that anybody can ever make.
Well, they are without a doubt the best marketers.
Yeah. And that's something they really have to do. The chief marketing officer, needs to get real good with that. Like,
and I think that's why they're doing this gimmick of the team thing. They hope that helps. Like, I mean, if they're thinking about doing it in cities, I think that's a good idea. And this being like, yeah, dude, when Cleveland versus Pittsburgh, they were going to do one in Cleveland, we're going to do one in Pittsburgh. I mean, that'd be fucking sweet.
sure. I mean, again, I'll believe it when I see it. When it comes to new organizations in any form of combat sports coming up, you always kind of look at them and you're just like, I don't know, dog.
I definitely like a thing where it's like, well, maybe it's a primetime show when it's like, hey, we got 5 fights, we got 5 weight divisions. Whoever wins 3 out of 5 wins the duel, like that, and gets team points.
Yeah, that would work.
I like that idea. I like that idea, and I hope it's what they're doing. And I think, but no one's gonna care about the teams if you're just like, this is Team Vanderlei, this is Team Mir. I'm like, no one really cares that much.
Yeah,
but if you did it like, this is Cleveland's team, this is Pittsburgh's team, Chicago's team, New York's team, that'd be different. Give somebody to, because automatically I'm like, Cleveland has a team? Fuck yeah. Go Cleveland. Fuck yeah. And that's the way I would do it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong.
Yeah.
And it might be, they would also have to pick the cities where it's easiest to get events done. So although I'm pretty sure Chuck Haskell would work with them. So I think Ohio would probably be a decent place to do it. But
do you remember the International Fight League?
No.
It was on like FS. It was on like Fox Sports and like
I remember Elite XC.
God. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the teams were. Fuck. What were the teams? I have to find these fucking. Yeah, like Chuck Norris had a team. Wizard Magazine. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, it was they wanted mixed martial arts who were inspired by, or they were inspired to make the IFL off of the Smashing Machine documentary with Mark Kerr.
The GFL?
The IFL.
Oh, FL. Oh.
But yeah, they had like shit. Oh yeah, here they are. It was the Quad City Silverbacks, the Los Angeles Anacondas, the Seattle Tiger Sharks, New York Pit Bulls.
So this has been done before.
Yes, it
Okay, so
absolutely.
maybe it won't work.
It's why I'm like I want to get one of the guys on.
But you gotta pick sports hungry cities, man. LA, Miami, that's a fucking no. They don't give a fuck about
Well, I
sports.
mean, it depends though. Are they going to do
Rest
like a
Belt,
meet every single Saturday, and that's going to be
Cleveland,
the way they do it?
Pittsburgh, Detroit, Chicago. Those are the cities, baby.
It's definitely.
Minneapolis,
Are they going to do just different cities and try and like
Milwaukee.
draw UFC numbers just based off of legends? I mean,
I Well,
who
the
did?
thing is, if they're having teams, they're also like there's more than just those people on the list. And also, if your guy's hurt, let's see, your 170 pounder is hurt, you got to find somebody, right? You pull somebody off the practice squad. Like, what do? You call Andrew Law, be like, yeah, fucking show up to Milwaukee in an hour and a half.
Yeah, I don't see it working. I don't. The more and
I mean, I
more I'm
hope.
looking at it, I want to be wrong,
Well,
but I
I'm
just.
I want to know more about what their actual plan is because that's pretty vague. What we hear,
Well,
always is pretty vague.
we shall reach out to the GFL.
Like,
See
we'll
if we
take a
can
fucking mailroom guy if he's in the know. If he can
Yeah.
answer our questions.
Yeah, I mean, I wanna get whoever this is on. I wanna, kind of be like, hey, this is going on, and we want to find out what's going on, how it is a thing, and what the I want to know season structure. I want to know all that stuff.
Something tells me they don't have all of that locked down yet.
I know, and it's again. That's why I'm like, you signed. Let's do this real quick. You signed guys right now based off of what?
What they
Like,
used to do.
kinda, but and again, 8%. I feel like that 8% could come back and bite them in the dick hard, like very, very hard on, especially on revenue. Like you're giving them event
and even if it doesn't
revenue.
work, at least the fighters get it why it's around, So get them paid.
Might just be one paycheck.
company.
That's the problem.
Better than no paychecks.
True, but it's oh man, like you hear these organizations. It used to be in wrestling, same thing. Like there always used to be stories of like guys creating organizations where it's like, oh, we're gonna have a pension and a what do you call it, a insurance and all this stuff. They do 4 shows and then they go bankrupt. Like it's a very delicate balance.
I feel like the problem is that the fighters and probably wrestlers who care about that kind of thing are too old to wrestle or fight. Like when they're in their 20s, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like wrestling, no one gives a fuck. But when they start thinking like, oh, I need a pension, retirement, and when they think that, then they're past their prime.
Yeah, a lot of times, yeah, and that was always the big thing, no matter what. I mean, we've talked about unionization of mixed martial arts on this show multiple times. It'll never work.
I would love for 90% of the UFC roster to be like, fuck it, we're striking. Because it would work if they did that, but everyone would have to do it. It had to be everybody. If it wasn't everybody, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
So that's why you hear about it, it's like 6 guys, and that's I'm like, that will never work. It has to be fucking everybody, and it has to be the stars. The stars that don't need it. That's the thing. The stars that don't need it.
But the stars that don't need it don't need the other guys. That's the part nobody realizes.
Yeah, but they won't do it because they don't need it, right? So
that's what I'm saying.
You would like them to. It would be great. It would be great to have a Curtis Flood of the UFC, but it's not going to happen.
No, you'll never. And combat sports in
Good
general,
reference, by the way.
it is. But it like you combat sports is one of those things you'll always find. You'll always find a scab to fucking
Right,
bandage over the
because
wound, man.
because they're independent contractors. Like,
Yeah.
meet more than me next. Yeah, and that's rough.
Next man up.
That's not a good thing.
It's
But
life.
it's not a good thing. But
I mean, it's life.
they are aware of it. But the thing is, you couldn't replace John Jones or
No.
Makachev or Pereira. You could like those are the guys that have to do it. But again, those are the guys that don't need to do it.
No.
Um,
They would need the health insurance for sure. But like as they got older.
Could you imagine if every champion was just like, fuck you, we're going on strike?
Oh, that would be the greatest day
It would be
ever. Don't get me
amazing.
wrong.
It'd be amazing.
Because
But,
I
you
mean,
know,
for a lot of my views, I'm for certain unions, especially in like very dangerous jobs. But like and combat sports, like any other sport, it should have a union.
Yeah, right. But it's like in UFC, like any company, like Amazon or Walmart, they're union busting, basically, by saying like, yeah, you want to strike, that's fine. We'll find somebody else to fight. So,
well, that isn't union busting. That's just more like, especially in the world of 1099s, bro. Like that you're as replaceable as the fucking name on a sheet, especially in combat sports. Combat sports is the coldest probably one of the coldest businesses created by humans. Factory workers get treated better than combat sports athletes, and I admit that. But it's just a meat grinder, and it always has been.
That's why I know you have a thing about it's whatever, but that's why, and so much so that I almost don't want to bring them up. But that's why what Francis did was such a big deal.
Yeah,
because he's like, dude, this is what I think we should be getting, and the UFC's like, we don't do things like that. We're not doing that. They're fine. Yeah. It's not going to fight for you anymore. They'll fight somebody else. Yeah. So, and that's definitely not going to hurt the cause. It helps the cause.
I would love to get to find out the operating revenue per year of the UFC.
Everyone would, but we're never going to learn.
I'm thinking it's in the billions, dude. It's in the billions. If you look at the property they own,
no way that if you actually heard the real number that you would think more of them. You see the number and you're like, how can you not fucking give them something? You're gonna be like, that's how much they make, and they can't pay them. You have half your roster in poverty, really?
I mean, it is what it is, man. It's like comedy. Comedy and combat sports are very alike. Both like lose when you bomb and lose, you want to cry at the set, like while you're doing it.
I do wonder how often like a fighter who's on the roster and he's they're poor as fuck, and they're just trying to make it to their next fight. They hear about. I mean, that's just any company really, but you hear about Dana White betting $450,000 a hand of baccarat. But it's his money. He can do what he wants with it. But still,
he did earn it.
You hear that, and you're just like, you can't fucking give me an extra $30,000 so I can make it to my next fight.
Yeah, it happens. Really,
I want some of the new guys on the UFC roster to just go in the baccarat room with the Caesars when he's playing and just stare at him. It's like, can't feed my kids this week, Dana. My opponent got hurt for the third time. Yeah.
And again, though, that's another thing I want to address. Like, you don't know what Dana like sometimes like will give people. They don't ever talk about that. And I think they do. I think they do help fighters in need if they really, really need it.
Definitely not nearly enough. I mean,
probably not. But
I mean, plus I think he only does it to the people who've been there a while. You just get signed. I don't know, man. I just what I hate the most is that you sign a guy out the Contender Series or whatever, and then they got to work, right? They got to work. They got to make money, and they're just sitting there waiting for you to call them.
Yeah,
that's what I fucking hate. And some of those contracts, they don't expire, so you can just wait forever. And they're like, I can fight. Why are you putting? And they're like, I'm finding something. They just don't, and they just make you sit there in purgatory when you're going bankrupt and That's what I fucking hate.
But it's again
I really wish
nature.
that every single one of the contracts should absolutely have a time limit, and they don't. They fucking should. Like it's a 3-fight deal, but yeah, you got 18 months. How about that?
Some
That's
like
it. After 18 months, you should expire, but they don't do that. I know they don't do it because they talked about how they should do it, and they don't do it.
Yeah, I mean.